This video explains how to get the values of a pandas DataFrame column as a list object in the Python programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the Python code. In this video I will show you an example, and for this example we first need to import the pandas library, as you can see in the first line of code. And then we have to create an example data frame using the DataFrame constructor. So after running these lines of code, a new data frame called data is created, and we can print this data frame below the code box using the print function. And then you can see that our example data frame contains 6 rows and the 3 columns x1, x2 and x3. Now let's assume that we want to return the values of one of the columns in this data frame as a list object. Then we can apply the code that you can see in the next code box. So in this line of code, I'm creating a new data object that is called x3list. And then I'm subsetting our data frame using square brackets. And in this case, I want to extract the values of the column x3. So for that reason, I'm specifying the column name as a character string of this column. And then I'm applying the tolist function to extract these values as a list object. So after running this line of code, a new data object called x3list1 is created, and we can print this list below the code box using the print function. And then you can see that we have created a new list which contains the values of the column x3. We can also check the data type of this new data object x3list1, as you can see in the next line of code. So after running this line of code, the output list is returned, which tells us that our new data object is a list object. Alternatively to that, we may also convert our column to a NumPy array, and this is what I will show you in the next example in the 5th code box. So in this case, I'm creating a data object called x3list2, and to this I'm assigning the values of the third column x3. However, this time I'm using the toNumPy function instead of the tolist function. So after running this line of code, another data object called x3list2 is created. And if we print this data object below the code box, you can see that once again we have returned the values of the third data frame column x3. However, you can already see that these values are appearing a little bit differently because the values are not separated by a comma as in the previous example. And this is because this is a NumPy array instead of a list object. And we can also see that by applying the type function to our new data object, because then it is shown that our new data object is a NumPy array. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.